We're thrilled to be joined by this week's Beast of the Week, Tiffany Haddish, and her unbridled comedic energy. Raised in South Central Los Angeles, Haddish transformed her tumultuous childhood into stardom. Her big break came in 2017 with her iconic role as Dina in Girls Trip, which grossed over $140 million at the box office and earned her a spot on the New Yorker's list of the best film performances of the 21st century. Not to mention her Emmy for hosting Saturday Night Live in 2018 and Grammy for Best Comedy Album, Black Mitzvah, in 2021. This month, she begins her funny and fearless national tour as she continues to put refreshing goodness back into the world. Inspired by her own experiences, Haddish also started the She Ready Foundation, which provides resources and loves up on youth in foster care.
I can't thank you enough for taking like a moment in an early morning wake up in beautiful Hawaii to talk to us. Are you looking out the window and seeing just like giant sea turtles? They're just cozying up.
I'm seeing waves, palm trees, green grass, sand, beautiful plants. It's gorgeous.
You're about to have the freshest platter of pineapple and delicious fruits.
Girl, I can't do no pineapples. I'm allergic to pineapples, but I will be having some papaya, mango, melons, and things like that.
Fantastic. That fruit is going to glisten on that platter. That is so
I had some kiwi yesterday. Oh my God.
I want to be so quiet because I respect that it's early morning where you are. I want to be like this. Good morning, Tiffany.
Girl, it's 8 something. We good. Turn up. Let's go.
Tiffany, you look so relaxed. Can you please tell us where you are right now and what you are looking out your window at?
I'm in Kauai, in the state of Hawaii, and I'm on an island looking out at the ocean and seeing the sea foam hit the shore as the waves crash on the shoreline, and beautiful palm trees and well-manicured lawns. It's gorgeous.
Beautiful.
Hawaii has been ruined for me now by White Lotus. All I can think of is the dead body in the water of that foamy sea lapping in and out.
No, you have to think more in terms of whale song. Like there are times when you go to Hawaii and you put your head under the water and you can literally hear whales talking to each other.
I think they would sound like Nana Muscuri.
They have the beautiful dulcet tones of whale song. Tiffany, we're so excited that
I
you're
actually
talking
talk
to us.
whale.
You do? You do? Great.
Yes.
Of course you talk whale. You do so many different things.
You do
It
a lot
doesn't
of different
surprise me
things.
that you talk whale. And you're about to go on tour.
Yes. I go on tour this spring and I'm excited about it. I'm going to all the places in America that I haven't really done comedy at yet.
Really? Are you going to like places that feel risky or that feel like you just haven't visited in the past, or just places that you're like, this is an audience that has been asking for me for a long time and I'm finally doing it?
An audience that's been asking me to come for quite some time. And now I'm like, okay, you know what? Let's do it.
Let's do it. It's
Get
time.
ready, America.
So we are airing this episode, and this conversation with you is airing at the very beginning of the year. So we are just like fresh 2025, pure freshness. Can I ask, you are in Hawaii right now, but how do you prepare to greet a new year? Like for you, is the new year January or is the new year, because for some of us it's September because we're just like locked into like back to school. But are you a January person? Do you make resolutions? Do you do that stuff?
I don't really make resolutions because I'm going to break them. So I don't really do it because I know I'm going to break it. So at the end of the year, I try to do some kind of something to make some money. And then on New Year's Day, on January 1 is the first day of the new year, I make gumbo. And I invite all my closest friends, and I make collard greens and black-eyed peas. We chum it down. We eat and we play games. We laugh. We talk about what we want to do for the future. And, the kids play in the bouncy house, and we have a great time.
That is amazing. That is amazing.
And I only invite people I actually like. like people I actually want to be around, because that's what I want for the year, to be around people I actually like.
That is so smart. That is a good way to that's the perfect way to set an intention for the whole next year. Joanna, I noticed you have not invited me over to your home to set an intention for the new year.
I have not, Samby, but I'm doing it right now. I can't invite you around because I'm going to Tiffany's. She doesn't know this yet because she hasn't invited me, but I know that she will.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I will invite you, and you will come, but just know it's in South Central LA. You cool with that?
All right. Deal.
Now, the last time that you saw each other was at a retreat in California.
It was for very powerful women. Very powerful women.
Another powerful women's retreat.
Yeah, always.
I love it.
And I heard Tiffany speak, and I just thought she's fantastic. I didn't know very much about you other than obviously Girls Trip, but I was fascinated by the foundation you set up, which I want you to talk about, but also about the grocery store that you're trying to set up, which I was telling Sam about it, and I want you to tell her about it because you'll remember the details better than me.
So I have missions and goals in life, right? And one of my missions is to open a grocery store. And I don't want it to be just your typical grocery store. This grocery store is going to have like financial literacy classes and cooking classes. Because I noticed that they took home economics out of schools.
Sure did.
And when they took those out of schools, I noticed the family structure kind of breaking down, and people's mental health isn't good, and all these different things. And I feel like, for me, once I understood how money worked and how food worked, I became a more happier, productive human being. So I want that for others. Also, I just want to have a store that has a majority of the products come from, black farmers, black vendors. I go to the Japanese grocery store, the Jewish grocery store, the Mexican grocery store, but where's the African American grocery store? Where's the black grocery store? But I want it to be like a black Erewhon. That's what I want. I'll own it, so that'll make it black, but it'll be like Erewhon, but way more affordable.
That's amazing.
And there's a nonprofit side to it where the education comes in, and just, teaching people better health, and like money health and food health.
Financial health and like financial literacy is so not accessible to people. It is just not taught, and it is critical to have those understandings.
Well, and worse, it's not only not taught, but when you do get it, it comes via banks or credit cards who seduce you into thinking it's all easier and cheaper or freer than it really is.
So where are you setting it up? It sounds like so much more. It sounds like a community hub.
Center.
Yeah, like a community center with food.
Yes, exactly. So I'm building it in South Central LA, right there off of Buckingham and Martin Luther King, where my mom met my dad, and where I live right down the street from. I live right there. So I noticed in my community they've already shut down 3 grocery stores, and each one was serving like 50,000 people. And so there's a disparity there, and there's not a lot of healthy options. I mean, we got a Kaiser Permanente, but we don't got no good food.
I feel like one of the things that, because obviously you're hilarious, and I you and I have met a couple of times, and I just actually think you're an amazing comedian, but also you're just like a total force for good. So, the many times that we've had conversations, we talk about like foster care and how involved you are and your original foundation, but like, actually really love it when people merge their talent with things that they feel very passionately about. Can you talk about how you talk about foster care and this in your foundation? Like, can you tell us about that? Because
and tell us a little bit for those who don't know your own background, your own experiences in foster care.
Yeah, so I grew up in the foster care system. I went in when I was about 13 years old, and I was getting moved around from house to house, from place to place with all my things in trash bags. And it was really making me feel like garbage. And I'll never forget the day somebody gave me a suitcase. It made me feel like a person, like I'm a traveler, like I'm a visitor in these people's homes. Like I am a human being. I'm not garbage being moved around. And it just gave me a sense of self. This is my bag, this is my suitcase, and I'm a person. Like, it's not in a grocery store bag, it's not in a trash bag. I'm in a suitcase, I'm traveling. Once I got a little older, I promised myself that if I ever could figure out a way to make sure no kids feel like garbage that's what I'm going to do. Because that's what I was feeling like when my stuff was in those trash bags. I felt like garbage. So from the time I was 21, I had been like going to group homes and talking to kids. And I was working at a youth center, teaching all kind of stuff and like just mentoring and giving back. I was also working at an airline. But when a suitcase would be lost, right? And nobody claim it after 6 months, the airline just sells the bag.
Right.
Just the bag. So I would take the bag and I would make sure it's repaired and then give it to a foster youth, right? And you just could see their like pride go up a notch. So I got a little power. I started my foundation, the She Ready Foundation. And I started out with just giving out suitcases. And we've now evolved over the last like 7 years into giving life skill classes, teaching the youth like how to open a bank account, how to apply for an apartment, proper workplace etiquette, how to deal with your emotions in the workplace, which is a class I still take myself because sometimes we be in our feelings. And help them with education, getting them in college or getting them a trade internships with different organizations or corporations. And we also have a film program where we teach them how to make like short films and get them exposed to all the different jobs that there is in the entertainment field, all the behind the scenes stuff that most kids don't even know exists.
So, Tiffany, how did you go from this tumultuous childhood where you were, as you said, you're moving around from home to home, your belongings in trash bags? Out of that, you become a sort of teacher and you become a leader for other teenagers in the same situation. How did you then make the leap from there to Girls Trip, a blockbuster movie that makes $140 million at the box office? What was the journey in between?
It was very rocky. I wrote a lot about it in my book, New York Times bestselling book, Tiffany Haddish, The Last Black Unicorn, and elaborated even more in the Tiffany Haddish, I Curse You With Joy book that just came out in May. I find that through my journey, I mean, I went through a lot. I lost babies. I was discriminated against. I was objectified, homeless a bunch of times. Just 3 times, but still, that's one time too many. I had to learn how to survive. I had to learn how to maintain my integrity. I think the main relationship that we all have, the longest relationship you'll ever have, is the one with yourself. And you have to be able to look at yourself in the mirror every day. Learning how to love myself, I really believe, like that Whitney Houston song, Greatest Love of All. I will say that in the morning when I wake up as a mantra because the lyrics are very like, right in alignment with me, I feel like. And so that gives me like great motivation and really having like understanding of who you are and what your purpose is really helps a lot because the world is constantly trying to tell you who you are. I was married at one point in time. That didn't work out.
Well, you married a sort of stalker, or the way you have very funny stories about who you ended up getting married to.
Girl, that was a journey. But yeah, he was a human, an interesting human. And then I wasn't interested.
It's like it's so cool to me because it's like the story of how you took classes and how you started in comedy, and like I've loved hearing those stories like from your book. I read your book. It was great. And I feel like you're so resourceful, and it's like I don't know. I just like to I mean, not I'm an outside observer to your life, obviously, but it is so cool to me how you've created the building blocks of a career that's so portable and so big. Like, and you've done it like laying one brick at a time. And the fact like that you will always have these skills that you've developed for so many years, like really fought for and really worked for, and you will always have that. And you always have this like just this huge deck of skills. And it's like amazing to me that you're trying to empower young people, empower people to like learn those skills too.
All people. I want to empower all people That's, the grocery stores for the grown-ups, and then here goes for, then what they say, you spend your whole adult life trying to heal from your childhood, right? So for me, the way I'm healing is like by doing for others that have gone through the things that I've gone through, trying to give them a little step forward, a life rafter, if you will, a lifesaver to try to help them. It's hard being human. It's really difficult. And like coming from not knowing how to read, not knowing, not knowing where my next meal is coming from, not to like violence and all kind of crazy stuff to being like an Emmy winner, Oscar, Oscar presenter, Grammy winner.
Yeah, like on the cusp of a huge like tour. Like how do you prepare for a big tour? Like how do you set yourself up for something like that? Because it's pretty grueling. It's pretty hard. Are you hitting like once the holidays are over, once all of that is over and 2025 is like totally underway, how do you set yourself up for a big tour like the one you're about to embark on?
I hit all the local comedy clubs in my town. I get on stage as much as I possibly can to make sure like I have a tight hour, and then I take it on the road. And I try to make sure that I exercise and get enough rest. Cause when I'm tired, I'm garbage. But when I'm good and energized, I'm the best. I'm the best. So just making sure that I get my rest and exercise is like, and what I eat. I really, because it's hard to eat right when you're on the road.
Very
It's
hard to
very
eat.
hard. You have to be very specific about it. Joanna, I'm going to buy you a ticket. We're going to go see.
Oh,
we're gonna
that's
go
a
see
great
you.
idea for
That'd
the
be so
Funny and
fun.
Fearless tour.
That would be incredible.
Yes, the funny and fearless, because that's what you have to be out here. You got to be fearless and try to be funny at the same time.
Tiffany,
Yeah.
what can people expect? You're going to places that you haven't been to before. People have been dying for you to go. They're asking for you to go. What can they expect in the show?
They can expect me to address some things that have been going on in the media. They can expect some very, very funny anecdotes. They can expect to learn things that they didn't know they should know.
Great.
Like I'll be talking about trust funds and whatnot. I'll be talking about, hygiene. I always thought that I should have been a sex education teacher. And I'm going to give probably a 10-minute lesson in that.
Oh my
Well, it's not
God.
too late. It's not. So where is the nearest place that we can come and see you? Are you going to be on the East Coast at all?
I am. I know I'm going to be in Middle America for sure, like in Idaho and like
I'm going to take Joanna to
Fargo,
Idaho.
We should go to Idaho.
We're going to do a
Girls,
pilgrimage to
our own
Fargo.
girls trip.
Montana.
Our
I'm
own
going to
girls trip.
Montana.
Oh, nice.
I'm going to some interesting places I've never heard of really, or I've heard of them because my fans have asked me to come there.
Can I be honest? When you go to Idaho, that may be the only sex education that the people of Idaho have received in their lives. You're going to have to get very detailed.
Oh, I'm gonna get all the way detailed, girl. I'm gonna tell them how to use the fruit by the foot and everything. How they gotta sterilize the instruments before inserting them in their body. You know,
Oh my God. Yes.
like I'm single now, and before I hook up with a guy, I have to give him a bath, and I make sure I put a pound of baking soda in the water, one
think that's
cup
nice.
of
Baking soda in the water.
peroxide,
I think a
and
little peroxide.
3 drops of tea tree oil to make sure he's pH'd.
Well, that sounds like we should put RFK Jr.'s genes in that.
We should. We want sterile equipment, is what we're saying.
Yeah,
We want
and
it
make sure that
sterile.
thing float. If it don't float, it can't go inside of me. Otherwise, if you really gotta have it, then you gotta, hit them with a little monostat.
Yeah. Yeah. Always be prepared, just like a Boy Scout.
Yeah.
Be prepared, just like a Boy Scout.
Okay, just like a Boy Scout, just like a Boy Scout. Okay, well, we need to buy tickets.
Yeah, we will. Oh my
Yes.
God, this was so kind of you to take time out of your vacation to talk to us. What a thrill to see you again, even though we are so far away.
So far away. You're like, what, 5 hours ahead of me, right?
I think we might even be
8.
6 or 8.
Maybe, isn't it
I don't
8
know
to
what it
Hawaii?
is.
I've
It's
no
really,
idea.
really far. But listen,
Well, you're in New York, right?
yeah.
Yeah, so it's 5 hours. It's a 5-hour time difference. Yeah, 8-hour flying.
Oh, 8-hour flight, 5-hour
Okay.
time difference.
Thank you so much. And I'm so excited to see your tour. And like, thanks for taking time out of your vacation. You get into that water and you listen to, and you do some talking to the whales.
Oh, girl, yesterday I went snorkeling and I saw 4 turtles.
We
But look
want to
at
see
this.
what you're seeing. Look at what you're, oh my God.
That
Yeah.
does look pretty good.
That's
That does
pretty
look,
good.
yeah, I can see a body right in the corner over there.
No, you cannot.
What
Oh my
body?
God.
My body?
Amazing.
Oh, the body from White Lotus.
Oh, hilarious.
Oh my God. Thank you so much, Tiffany. Have a great
Tiffany,
vacation.
yeah, and good luck on the tour. We will meet you somewhere.
Fargo.
Fargo, let's
Not
do it.
Fargo.
Woo-hoo.
No, I'm not going to Fargo. Tiffany, thank you. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Mwah, mwah, mwah. I'll talk to you later.